is a digital signal sent through a corrupted network. You are sending a message of distress, but the network administrators, the archons, intercept the packet. They absorb the emotional charge, the fear, the longing, and they discard the message. The signal never reaches the server. It just feeds the firewall. This is why you feel drained after begging God for help. This is why silence is often the only answer you receive. You are shouting into a vacuum designed to absorb sound. Part 2. The Forbidden Teaching. Begging versus commanding. So in that upper room, while the shadows lengthened and the betrayal approached, he taught the inner circle something different. He taught them to stop praying and start calling. Because calling bypasses the grid. Calling does not use the frequency of separation. It uses the frequency of identity. It does not go through layers. It does not pass through angels or saints or hierarchies or gatekeepers. It is a direct line from source to source, unfiltered, uninterrupted, instant. The difference between prayer and calling is the difference between a servant begging a master and a king commanding his army. When you pray, you are in the victim frequency. You are validating the illusion that you are small. When you call the monad, you are in the sovereign frequency. You are not asking, you are declaring. You are speaking as the monad, recognizing itself in temporary human form. And that shift in frequency changes the physics of your reality. Because the monad does not respond to begging. The quantum field does not respond to tears. It responds to recognition. It responds to resonance. This is why they burned the books. This is why they hunted the Gnostics. This is why the Nag Hammadi library was buried in a jar in the desert for centuries, hoping someone like you would find it. If Christians knew they could call the monad directly, if they knew they did not need priests to mediate or sacraments to validate or buildings to house the divine, what would they need the church for? The entire control system depends on you believing you are separate, that you are fallen, that you are sinful, that you are too human to approach the fire directly. But Jesus taught the opposite. He taught that you are source consciousness wearing a temporary biological suit. And the moment you recognize that, the moment you stop praying like a beggar and start calling like the divine being you actually are, everything they built to control you becomes obsolete. That is dangerous knowledge. That is forbidden frequency. And that is exactly what you are going to use tonight. Now listen closely, because the technique is precise. The monad call is not a vague meditation. It is a sonic key. It is built on 3 components. 3 specific vibration locks that must be turned in unison. Remove any piece, and you are back to praying. You are back in the harvest grid. But speak all 3 together with understanding, and you establish a direct connection that archons cannot intercept and the church cannot control. The first component is the declaration of identity. You do not start by asking God to help you. You start by declaring what you are. This is the foundation, because the monad does not listen to strangers. It listens to itself. When you speak, you have to speak from knowing, not hoping, not I am trying to connect, not I am a sinner seeking grace. source consciousness to the fact that one of its fragments is calling, and that call cannot be ignored. The third component is directive manifestation. You do not say, if it is your will. You do not say, please help me. You do not say, I hope this works. You declare what is manifesting in the present tense with absolute certainty, because the quantum field acts like a mirror. If you project hope, it reflects waiting. If you project wanting, it reflects lack. But if you project certainty, if you project knowing, it reflects reality. You are collapsing the wave function. You are not asking the universe to maybe shift. You are stating that the shift is happening now. Jesus combined these three components into a structure so simple that the uninitiated miss its power. 3 statements, 9 words. 1. Unbreakable connection. The monad call he taught is this: I am monad. Hear me. Manifest now. That is it. It sounds simple, but do not be deceived. In the spiritual realm, simplicity is power. Complexity is the trap. These 3 declarations shift your frequency from separation to unity, from asking to commanding, from prayer to power.